Hi everyone, we meet again. It's Katie. I decided to make this little mukbang thing a thing. So, oh darn it, I forgot to put water in here. There's a little bit left. Okay, so I'm back with not as nice of a spread as last time. And I apologize if you can hear my heater in the background. It is chilly outside. But I have some treats from Trader Joe's, of course. I have a goat cheese with like fig around it. That was like a seasonal item that they had. I once again got that Spanish tapas sampler cheese platter. I also think I might bring you closer because I think you were closer last time and I just feel like, I don't know though, maybe we'll leave it like this for right now. Anyhow, I got this again. Pretzel roll, which I heated up in the oven, always fabulous. And then one of my favorite things, which I don't know if they really belong on a cheese board, but are these peanut butter filled pretzels. Now, last time I had a fun new bottle of wine that I was trying. This time, I have a piping hot cup here of almond milk, unsweetened vanilla almond milk to be specific, in my Phoenix mug. My hometown, I had to give it some love. And for today's cocktail, I have some apple flavored whiskey, and this, which is a really hot commodity apparently. I kind of want to give you a close-up. This is from Trader Joe's, per usual, and it's called the Double Chocolate Hot Cocoa Stirring Spoon with mini marshmallows. Oh no. So apparently last year, hold on. Oh, by the way, my outfit is fabulous, per usual. I have a scrunchie in my hair and like workout clothes on. Hi, how are ya? Apparently last year, this is like what it is. It's like this spoon with chocolate on the end, and you stir it into hot milk and it makes hot chocolate. I remember seeing these on like Instagram, or I don't know, in the Fearless flyer that Trader Joe's does, something like that, last year, and I went to the store to get them, like jokes on me, thinking all casually that I could pick these up, when really getting these is kind of like getting that the action figure from the movie Jingle All the Way. Like, it's a little bit competitive. I guess the guy told me that I only picked up 3 and I probably should have picked up, there were only like maybe 6 or 7 left when I went, but I guess some woman had purchased like 150 of them earlier that day, and then I got like some of the last few, and now they're done for the season. So anyway, I'm gonna have my hand at this with some apple whiskey, like I said. Is this too close? Is this weird? Is this messing with the lighting? I don't know. I'm once again down here in the man cave, as I feel like is the best place for my little mukbangs, which, by the way, I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. It's not mukbang and it's not mukbang. It's like a hybrid. It's mukbang. There's a Korean, like a legit Korean YouTuber that I watched named Jen Im, and that's what she called it, and I trust her. Okay, so milk, chocolate. Oh, I was gonna say I don't know if it's hot enough or if I have enough, but it maybe is working. I want to read the instructions. Okay, so if you're unfamiliar, my little mukbangs are just where like I kind of chit chat and hang out with you and like talk about random things while I eat. Again, I'm just doing appetizers, but I thought in order to make this like an actual thing, kind of like an actual video, it's kind of working. Again, I wish there was more milk in here. Maybe that means it'll just be extra chocolatey. And I don't know how the whiskey's gonna play into this, but we'll see. Let me go back to my spot, shall I? I thought that a fun way that we could like make this a thing is that I have a list in my phone of things that every now and again I think about, and I would categorize them as just things that like literally I've always wondered about. Things that make me just really be like, huh, how does that work? You know? So I thought, well, what better way than to like have talking points every time I do one of these little mukbangs. Okay, it's kind of like a light, I mean, it doesn't look that appetizing, but at the same time, I feel like I just know it's going to be. Let me try it. Definitely tastes like milk and not chocolate. Definitely is not hot enough. Let's throw some whiskey in there anyway, shall we? Isn't this a cute little decanter? No, I'm not measuring it. Just going for it. Ugh, I need to clean this thing. But God made dirt and dirt don't hurt, right? Okay. Anyway, yeah. Okay, so a list of things that actually helped the chocolate melt, I think, that I've always wondered about. Let's start off. I have it here on my phone. I would love for you guys to weigh in. While I am doing that, though, I am going to open up my cheese. I'm going to try some of this pretzel. I have barely eaten today. Oh, my camera is showing that basket of blankets and it looks kind of ugly. Let me get up again. Hi again. Okay. Oh, Lord have mercy. Here's what we're going to do, people. Okay. Moving on. First thing that I've always wondered about. Baby Ruth, not the baseball player, the candy, and Snickers. Why are they the same thing, which is milk chocolate, nougat, caramel, peanuts, yet they are so different? I'm pretty sure they're different candy companies. I'm like, okay, yeah, but I feel like they're really, really different. Like, yes, the texture is different, but like, how many textures of nougat and chocolate and caramel can there be? And I feel like the taste is super different. Let me try this goat cheese with fig. Figs are really good. They're like naturally very sweet. I'm gonna tilt you down again. But they're like a natural sugar. So they're kind of good for like healthy-ish desserts, you know? Okay, so that's kind of like a stupid one, but yeah. Oh my gosh. One of these days I'll figure this out, you guys. Alright, I'm not getting up again. Why are they the same thing yet so different? And which one do you like better? Because honestly, okay, Snickers are more popular, right? Like, you see that more often. Which cheese is this? This is the Iberico, which is the same. Like, I tried this last time. All of these were good. Snickers is more popular. You find them everywhere. Babe Ruth's, I feel like you don't see as often. But I almost want to say I like Babe Ruth's more. Like, and I don't know if that's because I can't get them as often, you know? But I just like love the texture and the taste of them. So, care to weigh in? Any of the candy companies? I don't even know who makes those. Like, I have no clue. Mars, Nestle, like, I don't know. That was a good marshmallow. Oh, yeah. Okay. Chocolate is now melted, so it tastes more like chocolate than milk, which is always good. Wow. I'm getting the hype. And, like, I can taste the whiskey, but it's not. It's, like, complimentary. So if you can find those at a Trader Joe's, which you might not be able to, I recommend it. Okay. Babe Ruth and Snickers. Next thing on my list. This is a big one. How do trends work? Like, for example, okay, today is 2018, almost the end of the year. I can look back at photos from high school, or from any time period really, right? Like the 90s, or look at photos from even before I was alive. But you can look at that and you can say, like, oh my gosh, that is so early 2000s, right? Like popped collars and lots of Hollister, lots of Abercrombie, lots of I feel like I'm not giving good examples right now, but there are certain things that we wore, trucker hats, stuff like that, Von Dutch, Ed Hardy, that at the time, it was so cool. So explain to me how, at the time, in the moment, it was cool. Like, it was. But now, years later, it's embarrassing. And it's very dated. And, you know, it goes for any time period. And then, like, the 90s, for example, I mean, okay, I'm wearing a black velvet scrunchie. One of my favorite shows of all time, Sex and the City, there's a very famous scene where she's fighting with her boyfriend at the time about a woman wearing a scrunchie because it's considered like a major fashion faux pas. And she says how no New Yorker would wear a scrunchie. That sentence, that statement, was true for a long time. Yet here we are in 2018, I have 3 scrunchies from Nordstrom, which is my favorite store and which is a nice store. Like, I guess it's just like, I don't understand how, I get it, like they say fashion comes back, fashion comes in waves, but how and why? How do the trends, like, how are they like born and then die? Like, how does that happen? And then they come back, you know? And people like, big designers, so like on Fashion Week or whatever, they'll put out the latest things for the runway, or designers work on collections that are like way in the future. And there's like a science to it or like a math to it of knowing what's going to be trendy. And I just don't understand it. And I kind of understand that like history repeats itself and fashion repeats. So from the designer standpoint, they can look at trends and like look at stuff over the years and make predictions. I kind of understand that. But at the same time, I do not understand how like one moment something can be so cool and like just feel so right. And then looking back at it, some trends last longer than others, right? So maybe a year later, you're like, what was that? That's embarrassing. Or 5 years later, 10 years later. I don't know. I just don't get it. And like how right now, like leopard print is what I would say is like really in right now this season. And leopard print's been around forever. But like, why is it having a moment right now? And why is it that a year ago, I would have looked at leopard print and been like, okay, whatever. Could take it or leave it. I've never felt that strongly about it either way. If something was super cute in leopard print, I would probably want it. But also, like, what does being super cute even mean? I don't know. I've never really owned anything leopard print. But right now, I've been like on the hunt for something leopard print. And I just got a pair of, what are they called? Oh, loafers. Leopard print loafers, which loafers are also really popular right now. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess that's where it really messes with me, is because it's like, I'm like, I don't even know my own self. Because literally a year ago, I would have been like, leopard print loafers, like, no. Although loafers have been in for a little bit longer than, but you get what I'm saying. And I also think that's a big reason why people talk a lot about timeless pieces and that style. Like Audrey Hepburn, for example, who's like a really famous, obviously, person and style icon. She has more like timeless style. And so does like maybe like a Kate Middleton or Victoria Beckham. People like that who kind of dress pretty simply, really, and kind of elegant and classy, like lots of black, just very plain, very simple. They never really go on trend per se. I don't know. But I feel like I'm not that trendy of a dresser per se. Like, I'm pretty classic, I'm pretty girly, I'm pretty simple. But at the same time, like, every season when cool stuff is trendy or whatever, I don't know. I don't know if I'm making any sense, but like, I really am curious to know your guys' 2 cents on that, because this is amazing, by the way. I'm super mad that I did not buy 150 of these like the other woman, even though they were gone. But yeah, trends are so weird. They're so weird. Or like, okay, trends with architecture and home decor. Remember how like in the 90s, like having roosters and chickens and stuff in the kitchen and like farm animals was like really trendy? And now, no disrespect, God bless, and do what you want, and like there are no rules. But if I were to walk into like a friend's family home, for example, I feel like if that family home had like roosters and stuff on the walls, like I would know that they probably had done up their kitchen in the 90s, and then that was just their thing, and like that was what they invested in, and like that's how it is. Whereas right now, for the last few years, like there's been major trends with farmhouse, rose gold, copper, marble. I very much fall into that. I have so much like rose gold stuff and like marble stuff. I'm not as much into the farmhouse. I mean, I can take it or leave it, but I don't know. That is like something that boggles my mind all the time. All the time. And again, I think the biggest part of it that confuses me, it's not so much, okay, fast one repeats itself. Like, yes, that trips me out. And how do designers know? Yes. But it's when it's my own self who's like, whoa, I thought that was so cool in the moment. And like now looking back, I don't. And also like, whoa, I used to think this was ugly, but right now I love it. Like it's trendy. I don't know, it's super weird. I think it's super weird. Okay. I might just do one more. I don't have a lot of room on my camera. And I don't want this to be like forever. Although this is really fun. This is amazing. Like, it's not even hot anymore. And I'm like obsessed. It's like perfectly chocolatey, sweet, good. I just poured that by hand, like I didn't measure it, and I feel like it was like perfect. What cheese am I eating now? Cabro al vino. Okay. My last random things I've always wondered about is taste buds. Okay. My question is, do we all actually taste the same thing? And it's our brain that decides what we do and don't like. Like, for example, I don't know, what's something people don't like? Like, I don't like, oh, this is really unpopular. I don't like bacon. I know. And I really don't like soda. Coca-Cola, blech. I don't like carbonation in general. But like dark colas and stuff, like I've literally never had a can of soda in my entire life. Never. Like I've tasted soda, and like when push comes to shove, if I'm being honest, I will drink, if I have to drink like carbonated beverages or like soda, it'll only be like when it's with alcohol, like a mixer, and I'm talking like maybe like Sprite or just like club soda. I would never drink like a Coke and something. No. No. I just can't stand it. But anyway, do I taste the same thing that my boyfriend Travis, who loves cherry Coke, for example, are we tasting the same exact thing? And my brain is just telling me like, ew, you know, this is weird. Or are our taste buds different? Is he tasting one thing and I'm tasting another thing? I don't know. Is that a dumb question? Like, I've always thought about that. I've always wondered that. And I get it. Like, some people are like, it's a texture thing. Like, even goat cheese, people are probably weird about that. Or some people probably don't like it. There goes my heater again. I feel like I'm doing a better job at eating during this mukbang. Last time I just, like, stared at you and talked. And then, but I'm like, I'm eating. I'm hungry. Does that make sense? Like, okay, here's something I just thought though, that maybe means that we do all taste the same thing, and it's our brain that makes the final call. I feel like there are a lot of foods that are really common for people to not like. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, most people like cake or ice cream, like sugar, because sugar tastes good. So I think we're all tasting the same thing. And then things like, I feel like there are foods where people are really 50-50 on, like coconut is one. People either love coconut or they hate it. I love it. People I feel like are also that way with mushrooms. I personally don't care for them. Olives, I personally don't care for olives. People can be really weird about tomatoes, is a really popular one to be like weird about. Texture wise, people are weird about cottage cheese, like I said, and stuff like that. I don't know, so like maybe it's what I said, that we are tasting the same thing, because what was the example I just said? Oh, coconut, for example, or cilantro is another one. Although that I'm pretty sure is like a scientific gene thing or whatever. But I think most people are tasting the same thing. And then coconut is just such like a distinct flavor, maybe, that people just have really strong opinions about it, or their brains react really strongly to it. But I still don't get it. You know? Like, we're all different, right? We all have different preferences and stuff. So like, that's kind of weird too, but makes more sense to me. But the taste bud thing, that really throws me off. Or like, I guess, you know, it's similar to like scent preference. Like some people's perfume choices, I'm like, oh my god, no. But then like, they love it. Makes me wonder. Alright, well, as I said, this is not as lavish of a spread as last time. Travis is actually home this time. He was going to join, but he's working on some homework. I might make him pop down for next time I do this, because it would be nice to have somebody to kind of ask what their ideas are of things they've always wondered about, and like, you know, answering the ones that I've wondered about. But if you guys liked this, drop me a comment, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff. I appreciate you watching. This was a grand old time. Again, I highly recommend Trader Joe's for all of the like charcuterie happy hour bits and bobs. Like, they're so good. That hot chocolate spoon was amazing, but it's probably sold out. Please give me your comments and thoughts on the questions I just mentioned below, because I would love to start a dialogue. I'm going to finish chewing this. I'm going to add some water to my Yeti cup because I think I'm dehydrated. And I will see you guys next time. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone, or whenever I post this. Love you. Bye.